I will, yeah, I actually have a packet, it's 90 pages. Actually trying to explain the text and some of your minutes.
We'll go ahead and start the meeting this evening. First, we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, welcome everyone to the regular City Commission meeting here this evening, February 23rd, 2026. I welcome you all here in the room and also those that are attending online. It's good to have you with us. First thing we'll do here is roll call.
Benson. Birch.
Aye.
Brunick. Sarda.
Aye.
Conkling.
Aye.
Hanoff.
Here.
Mosier.
Here.
Spencer.
Here.
Mayor Villanueva.
Here.
City Manager Leone.
Here.
City Attorney Denherter.
Here.
Okay, next we'll do the approval of the agenda. So before you is the agenda from our last meeting. Do I have a motion to approve that agenda?
Mr. Mayor, I would move to approve the agenda with the removal of the executive session for personnel.
Okay, thank you.
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Okay, that agenda is approved. Next, we have the approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of February 9th, 2026. Commission, what is your pleasure?
Motion to approve the minutes?
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Any discussion with this, Commission? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Okay, minutes are approved. Next, we have the schedule of bills. Commission, do I have a motion to pay the bills?
Move to pay the bills.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any commission discussion? Seeing no mics come on. Anyone from the public? Seeing no movement, roll call.
Birch.
Aye.
Sarda.
Aye.
Conkling.
Aye.
Hanoff.
Aye.
Mosier. Aye. Spencer.
Aye.
Mayor Villanueva.
Aye, bills will be paid. And next, we have the city manager's report.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor, members of the commission, folks in the public and listening online. A couple of things to bring forward tonight. First of all, want to thank and remind everyone that March is going to be Employee Appreciation Month. So we'll be celebrating that at City all month long in March, and we will be having an employee breakfast on March 4th, and we're grateful that we can utilize the funds in the employee fund that was generously contributed. So we will be enjoying breakfast on Monday, March 4th, and something we wouldn't otherwise be able to do to thank our employees. Also, folks will see in the SIM that we're already talking spring. The 2026 citywide cleanup is scheduled to begin in April. So curbside will begin April 6th. And there's a lot of information there. I won't go through it all this evening. We'll talk about it as it gets closer, but there'll be a period of time where the transfer station will be open for materials for folks to bring without charging people that want to bring things to the transfer station outside of that cleanup week. So people will be able to put things out on the curb for citywide cleanup once again. Also, want to mention from the water department, and I want to make sure I get this right, regarding replacement of meters. So distribution staff is busy replacing meters within our water system. Meters are replaced on age-based and compatibility with our new system. We do give people 4 notices, so they should have plenty of opportunity to be notified that we are going to replace their meter. So after the 4th and final notice, we do tell them that if they're not contacting us to set that up, we do have the ability to shut their water off. So we do work with folks. We understand people are out of town, maybe are not available 8 to 5, so to speak, like some of us. So we do work with them. We just want to get that set up with them so that we can make sure we have their meter operating. So if you do see that, get that letter. You can give finance a call, utility department, and get that set up and we appreciate people's cooperation with that. Also want to mention and thank, I know we're going to have a public appearance by Sheriff Christie, but thank everybody who was involved in the Battle of the Badges. I understand it was a good event, and I understand that not only did we have action on the court, but also action actually called out. So we lost some of our players to some call-outs actually during the game, but we appreciate everyone who was involved in that as well. So unless there's questions for me, Mayor, I'll let you move on to your business.
Okay, any questions for the city manager? Commissioner Birch, I know you had something you wanted to say.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to have the privilege over the past Friday night of attending the South Dakota Junior Varsity High School Bowling Tournament in Sioux Falls. And I'm happy to report that the Yankton Bucks were, JV Bucks were dominant. For the first round, they were in front of the rest of the field by 240 pins for 12 games. Then they went into the, in essence, match portion of the tournament, and they swept the field undefeated. For the second year in a row, they went undefeated through that tournament. As a result, the JV Bucks won the state title for a three-peat, back to back to back. And so just want to acknowledge the fact that that happened and congratulate the Yankton High School Junior Varsity Bucks. The varsity boys and girls will be in action Thursday, Friday this week in Brookings, and we hope to bring home some more hardware.
Now, technically, that'd be a turkey, correct? Or is it just a three-peat? Hat trick? Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Yes, Commissioner, go ahead.
I would like to add to that, if Brian, Commissioner Birch is going to brag about the bowling team, I'm going to brag about the hockey team here in Yankton. But I really want to bring the fact that Yankton is hosting the state Bantam A tournament. That's the largest or the highest level of hockey beneath the varsity, junior varsity level. The Yankton team did not qualify, but that means 8 teams are coming to Yankton to spend money in our community Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So welcome them with open arms, and we hope to give them a great tournament here in Yankton. And that varsity squad is number 3 in the state. And lost a heartbreaker yesterday to Sioux Falls East, but they will make the state tournament at the varsity level. But I just want to recognize that we will be hosting some guests in town, and it's a wonderful thing for our community.
Great update. Thanks, Commissioner. Appreciate that. Thank you to all of our fans and parents and especially our players that are out there representing Yankton to the best of their ability and doing a great job, being sportsmen, showing good sportsmanship, and just, again, representing us in a great way. Really appreciate that. With that being said, one of the things I've done before, and I'm going to take the liberty to do again here really quickly, and so bear with me. I read this before when I first became mayor, and I want to continue to set the tone. When I talk about teamwork, I really mean that, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. That's not just something I say. That's not something I'm not trying to get sound bites or grandstanding. This is truly something that I mean, and we are a team, and I'd say Team Yankton. But one of the things that, like I said, I've read this before, and this has really spoken to my heart, and I continue to go back to this. I wish I knew who wrote this. It wasn't on the website. Again, this is from aimhappy.com. And again, the title of this is "We Are Here Together." And I'm going to read it again. I'm no better or worse than anyone else. I am on a unique journey. Yet though I see our differences, it's still true that we are more alike than we are unalike. What I put out into this world always comes back to me. Today I offer loving kindness, positive energy, and joyful service. I choose to leave the world a better place than I found it. Today I ask, how can I help? I know that when I lift another up, I am lifted too, because I am part of something bigger than myself. I honor our differences and embrace our similarities. Through my positive communion with others, I will know peace in my heart, harmony on earth, and joy in my journey. So thanks for listening. That really speaks to me, and hopefully it speaks to either someone in this room or maybe out in the online watching us here. So next, we will go ahead and go to, I'm really honored to tell you about this under public appearances here. We have a proclamation that I truly had the honor, along with Mr. Les Kirchner, David Hosmer, Dave Spencer, and Brad Beast, to travel to Norfolk to the VA nursing home, a really nice place, but also to bestow, again, a huge honor for me, a proclamation on a 102-year-old World War II veteran from Yankton, Mr. Jim Black. It was a really neat thing where we actually had, thank you to all the city staff that made this work. They were in the background, making sure that we were connected. They were our IT, making sure that we had everybody online. We did a Zoom meeting. Brad, congrats to you. We worked through a couple of snafus, but got it all done. We had his grandchildren, children from all over the United States, as well as from Spain. So how neat it was to have everybody in that room, at least online, to witness the proclamation. And so I'm not going to read the proclamation tonight. I'm going to ask Commissioner Spencer to do me the honor of reading this proclamation. I hadn't realized before we got there that Commissioner Spencer knew Mr. Black and actually had the honor to carry him across the, well, I'll let you tell that story, Commissioner Spencer.
Well, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, it was a fun day yesterday to go, or not yesterday, last Wednesday to go see Jim Black in Norfolk. And if you don't know Jim, he's a lifetime really resident of Nebraska, but he moved to Yankton a number of years ago and was quite instrumental in working with both State Department of Transportation, South Dakota, and Nebraska to get what is now the Discovery Bridge. And as part of that, I guess my humble connection to that is I had the winning name for the bridge back in 2008. So there's a very interesting controversial story behind that, and they changed the committee changed my nomination from the Discovery Bridge. And remember, this was a Chamber of Commerce thing at the time. And they said, Dave, you've got this, but we're going to slightly change the name. We're going to call it the Yankton Discovery Bridge. And I kind of wrinkled up my nose a little bit because I know, being a Nebraska native, that a bridge goes both ways, okay? And so it didn't take long for the letters to the editor, and when people found out that you're the guy that named that bridge, the Yankton Discovery Bridge, because the letters to the editor's like, who named this bridge? And, well, we're going to call it the Nebraska Discovery Bridge, and it was not received all that well. So anyway, the committee came to their senses, I guess, and then went back to the Discovery Bridge. Well, the pleasure of that, or winning that nomination of the name, allowed you to be the first person in the public to cross the bridge. And so there's a picture of myself and Jim Black and a Doyle Stevens convertible from across the bridge as we, I did beat him across the bridge because I drove and he sat in the back seat, so. So I told Jim I truly was the first person across the bridge. Jim was number 2, but it was fun to see him again. He's moved down to Norfolk and is in the Nebraska Veterans, I guess it's retired military home, a very nice facility down there. And so I'll be happy to read this on your behalf, Mike. So this is what we presented to Mr. Black. So proclamation, City of Yankton, whereas Mr. Jim Black, a longtime and cherished resident of Yankton, South Dakota, served with honor and distinction in the armed forces during World War II, joining the Navy in 1942 and serving on the USS Sperry, which was a submarine tender, and the USS Silversides, a submarine. And whereas Mr. Black's service during World War II as a submariner, known as the Silent Service, represents the profound sacrifices made by the greatest generation, exemplifying courage, patriotism, and unwavering dedication to the freedom and security of the United States of America. And whereas Mr. Black has been acknowledged for his outstanding efforts and meaningful impact on our community, notably playing a role in the Discovery Bridge project and the dedication of the USS Scorpion Memorial on the Missouri River, and whereas the community of Yankton, South Dakota recognizes the remarkable contributions of Mr. Jim Black as a source of inspiration and a pride for our current and future generations, and whereas it is fitting and proper to honor Mr. Black for his lifetime of service and commitment, reflecting the highest ideals of our nation. Now, therefore, I, David Spencer, Commissioner of the City of Yankton, South Dakota, do hereby formally recognize Mr. Jim Black's extraordinary service during World War II and urge all citizens to join the celebrating and commemoration of his dedication to our country. In the witness thereof, the mayor has unto set his hand and caused the seal of the Yankton of South Dakota to be affixed to this 18th of February 2026 proclamation. Congratulations to the Black
Thank you,
family.
Commissioner. Okay, and we do have some scheduled public appearances this evening. Before I call on those public appearances, I'm going to ask, scheduled appearances, I'm going to ask if there's anyone else in the audience that wanted to come up and speak first before we do our scheduled appearances. Anybody? Okay. See. Oh, yes. Yes, go ahead, come to the mic if you're going to.
He wants to speak regarding.
Are you going to speak on behalf of one of the topics here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so then we'll go ahead and I will call then, I'll call on Mr. Larry Rupiper then under the appearances first, if you're going to speak on that topic. Okay.
Did Sheriff want to speak?
Sheriff, did you have anything you want to talk about battle? Okay, so, excuse me, thank you.
I'll keep it quick. So, Preston Christie, I'm the sheriff here in Yankton County. I am out of uniform, so the chief looks a little better than I do tonight. But I did meet him to 2 meetings today, so that's a win in my book. So, real quick, I just wanted to thank the city for allowing us to have the Battle of the Badges since 2017 is when I believe we started it. I've been on the committee for quite some time. Mikey V, great dude. He's been on the board with us. Jeremy McNinch is the president. I'm the vice president. And then Jeremy Olson, who's at school tonight for counseling. So he's also the treasurer. But on behalf of the Battle of the Badges, we do sincerely thank you guys for the support from the community. We thank all the businesses here in town that help support the program. We do give back to the Special Olympics, and also with some scholarships to the high school. And then lastly, like I said, I'll keep it pretty short. We do really thank all the first responders here in our community. We work really well together. Obviously, Chief Foot and I can joke around, but we had to be on the team together. He didn't play. I think it would have been the game changer, but. And then also our local Yankton Police Department. I used to bleed blue. I love those people over there. And I'm the sheriff. We work really well together. And then the fire departments and Yankton County EMS, second to none. This is probably the greatest county in the world. And I'm really proud to be part of this team. And so I just want to thank you guys again for the support. And we don't hear much from the Battle of the Badges, the committee, but that's why I'm here tonight, just to say thank you. So,
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thanks.
Appreciate that. Okay, and so now I will call on Mr. Larry Rupiper to come up to the mic. And again, so this is, the public appearance is for an item that is not on the agenda. And you are scheduled, but we try to keep it to, our packet here says 3 minutes, but again, we'll give you some time to make your point, so. thank you.
Okay, well, thank you, Mr. Mayor and the commission and city manager. Thank you for allowing me to do this. And it's about the building that I'm building down by the Discovery Bridge. Maybe we should be calling it the Discovery Tower instead of the Meridian Bridge. I don't know. So anyway, it's about having a bathroom on the sky deck. It seems like a pretty light issue, but it was in my original plan, of course, to have a bathroom up there. My architectural firm almost disbanded during my project. By that I mean the person who was my first contact, he ended up leaving, starting his own firm, and along with another young man whom he hired, left as well. Both of them were key members of the architectural project in my program. So the bottom line is there was no bathroom ever drawn on those plans. The sky deck just simply ended right there. It just ended. That's where they're. And so now I come in hopes, and I love that idea of working together, in hopes that we can figure out something to make that a reality. We have no public bathroom in that facility, and with that sky deck, we hope to have some enjoyable times up there. And with members who rent property there, and friends who come up from the city, from the local region, to come up and enjoy some events or whatever. So with that, it'd be very clumsy to not have a restroom on that top floor, because you have to take, 7 flights of stairs down and 7 up, or take the elevator down, and which in some instances could cause create a hardship. So I'm asking you, regarding the code, I think I've handed you all a little bit of a briefing on this project. You've all read it and seen it. So the fact is, code-wise, we can have a bathroom up there. And it boils down to the height now, which is something that we've already addressed. And to the liking of the commission did allow some extra height from where it was some years back, recent years back, which I'm very grateful for. So we were able to create this dream with the help of the city, and we did so. But now we're in this predicament where, of course, the height of the sky deck is fine. The height of the whole structure is fine, but the bathroom would set on the sky deck, which is not necessary. Well, it depends on how you determine and how you understand and interpret the codes. It's a bathroom, and it sits on the sky deck floor. So it's something that has to be dealt with by height code, I guess. And I'm not prepared to discuss the height code right now, but we changed it from, I think it was around 14 inches at one time, cost me about $25,000 to change that because it was a little bit too high. We changed the conformation of the roof so the angle wouldn't be such that it would be too high, and we got it down to the height that we needed to. And so now I'm confronted once again with the height. And it certainly won't be as any higher than the tower that exists right now. It'll be maybe half that, if you understand the concrete structure that's beyond the top level. So I'm just asking that if we can work together and figure out a way that we can get a bathroom on that sky deck for the good of anyone who goes up there. That's my plea, and that's my hope.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Brupiper. And you said you've given us that information, correct, or whatever you said, you handed something out?
I have a little bit more, but it's all pertains to code and not to height, and so I don't think it's of any significant value right now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very
Amy,
much.
did you have something?
I was just going to say the commission has what Mr. Piper forwarded to us last week. It's in SharePoint and was emailed, I believe, to the commission last week.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next I will call on Mr. John Halstead to come up to the mic, please.
Hello, I'm John Halstead. I do like your little segment about working together. I think it's great. And I think that's why I'm here, because I'm here because I received an eviction notice at the airport. And you may be all aware, I'm not sure how much everybody knows. Did you receive a packet from Amy, everybody? If you haven't read it, please do so. There's some really good information in there regarding the history of the airport, various aspects of how to maybe approach the airport and how to view it as a commodity to the city as a whole. I do think the airport is being underutilized, very much so. It's a very nice airport. I started at the airport in 1986. I have 40 years of aviation experience. My profession, if you don't know already, is I'm a Delta Airlines pilot, captain. My primary job is, and I'm out of uniform as well. I thought about coming, and it stands out quite a bit. The uniform it generates trust and reliability to the customer. So when you get on a Delta flight, you're going to naturally trust the pilots, I hope. And I hope I can carry that through in this process of running this maintenance business. I'm well-versed in many aspects of aviation. I spent my whole life doing aviation. It started right here at Yankton. In fact, my grandpa was an educator, Al Halstead. He taught chemistry and physics for 40 years at the Yankton High School. He also taught World War II pilots in the barrel hangar when that was first built. If you don't know Utica Jack, he built hundreds of houses here in Yankton. So the Halstead family, we have a legacy of I hope we have a legacy of trust. We can get things done for the best of the county and city of Yankton. So the eviction, that's why I'm here. I'm assuming everybody here approved that. If you haven't, if you weren't part of that process, I'm not sure how it all works, okay? I do know that the Airport Advisory Board is part of the process, or should be. It's comprised of a really good group of people, I think the best in the history of the Airport Advisory Board. As far as education and aviation and capability of determining what is right for the airport, I think it's a very important step to involve that process. And as far as I'm aware, everything I've heard, they were left out of the mix. I think I have 100% support in some form of presence on the field. However, I guess with the eviction, I was given an option. That option, it will not work for what we have going. If you're not familiar with Roger Wilco Aviation Services and what we provide, I'm always available to explain. It's very technical stuff. I don't expect you guys to know it. If you go onto the website, it gives a list of our capabilities. This facility is what you find in Minneapolis, Atlanta, Lincoln, Nebraska, Duncan Aviation, if you don't know. Big operators can do this stuff. And I accomplish this because I can do this stuff, and not many people can. And I bring it to Yankton. But building a business, as you know, takes sometimes more than 10 years to be successful. We're barely reaching our 4th year, okay? We haven't even hit the 4th year, and now we've got an eviction. So what that eviction means to me is liquidation or moving away from Yankton. I don't want to do that. The one alternative I have is to build a facility, a hangar, that would match closely to what we're in right now. It's a 90 by 90 structure, it's heated, it's everything we need. Being removed from that in 30 days is impossible. I have projects we're finishing. Some of these projects take a year or more. It's the timelines, and I think what we're lacking is communication in making this work for both parties. I think it's very possible. But please read the packet. The questions, I do have some questions, and I don't want to take up too much more time, but Roger Wilco in the last 2 years has generated $1.8 million in revenue. The tax dollars generated from that, just for the city alone, are significant. The rent is significant. It's roughly $65-ish thousand in 2 years. And prior to that, I know factually that that hangar was not generating that much money. I do know, and I've been told this, that the airport operates at a deficit of about $200,000 a year. So my questions as a taxpayer and a person who lives in this area, how does that revenue get made up? It's just, I don't see how it's going to happen. The city needs those tax dollars, and our expected growth in the future years is only going to get better. So I would like the commission to consider putting eviction to a rest for a period of time. And we have some dialogue with the city, talk about the future, which involves building a hangar, basically. So, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Halstead. Thank you for that information, too, that we got in our SharePoint. We really appreciate all that information. Okay, next, anyone else want to come up and to the mic? Please just state your name.
City Commission, City Commissioners, Mayor Mike, City Manager Amy, appreciate your time.
Please state your name.
My name is Brian Rippey. I've been a resident of Yankton for 10 years, born and raised in South Dakota. My family and I moved here and love the city of Yankton, everything that it has to offer. I'm coming to the City Commission meeting tonight as an Airport Board Advisory member. And I wrote all the commissioners an email, a letter. Has everybody had the opportunity to read that? So the key takeaway from this meeting and Mayor Mike's introduction was teamwork. And teamwork didn't happen in this decision. I'm not sure how many of you commissioners reached out to any of the Airport Advisory Board members, but we have a significant wealth of aviation experience. I've been a professional aviator since 2004, and the board as a whole has 185 years of aviation experience. I want to echo what John said. There were multiple articles in the paper that press into code in 2025 talking about the city's sales tax revenues being flat. The airport clearly operates at a deficit, and how is the city planning on recouping this revenue after they evict Roger Wilco Aviation? Roger Wilco Aviation provides an exceptional quantity of available services that are second to none in our area. Their avionics station provides services that are on par with dedicated avionics shops anywhere in the country. They have capabilities that will never come back to Yankton if they're evicted off the airport. It's very gracious that the city's offered Roger Wilco Aviation usage of the maintenance hangar. And at our last airport board meeting, the aviation board meeting, our board members took a tour of the maintenance hangar, and then we went over to the current Roger Wilco hangar, which is the city calls the corporate hangar. And I wanted to invite Amy and the other board members there to do that so they could see the physical square footage requirement of the equipment that John has invested quite significant sums of money in. And by the time you put all that equipment in the smaller maintenance hangar, there physically just isn't room to house the airplanes in that building that he needs to generate revenue to cover his expenses. So even though the city's offered the opportunity to move to the smaller hangar, it doesn't fit his business, and it is really, truly an eviction. So if Roger Wilco is not able to continue doing business at the city of Yankton, the Chan Gurney Municipal Airport, who's going to come in and fill his shoes? And my answer to that, with my experience, is probably nobody. There will be nobody here to service any airplanes that exist on the field, or anybody that comes in and maybe has trouble with the airplane, like a flat tire. I would really like to ask the city to carefully reconsider their decision, to consider bringing the airport board into this process, perhaps maybe some mediated negotiations with some airport board members. Maybe the entire board isn't necessary, but have some individuals who are experienced in aviation help guide the city commissioners through this process. I think from the start, we can probably leave the lawyers out of the picture, get some level-headed people in this conversation, come up with a general framework of what the city would like to see, what works best for John. If that decision is to keep John into the current corporate hangar until he is able to build a hangar of his own, That serves everybody's purposes. The stated goal of the city is to take over the current corporate hangar that Roger Wilco is leasing and use that for transient aircraft storage. What is a transient aircraft? That's an airplane that comes into Yankton and needs a spot to park the airplane. Who does that? Well, pretty much nobody. It would take almost 200 corporate jet hangar storage nights per year to recoup the revenue that the city is going to lose. Those numbers are not achievable, ever. On the rare case that a Avera or Sanford might come down on an airplane in inclement weather, the city has current opportunities to house those aircraft in the current smaller maintenance hangar. Those airplanes will fit in there. We just have to utilize it instead of offering that hangar rent-free to Roger Wilco, which is the current option. So I would just ask everybody to really think about this process. Ask yourselves if you've done your due diligence, if you've asked the people who live and bleed aviation, if this is the best choice that the city of Yankton, that the city commissioners can make for the city and for the airport. Thank you.
Mr. Rippey, can you just tell everybody what your profession is, what
Sure.
you do in avionics right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been a professional pilot since 2004. Currently, I'm employed with FedEx Express out of Memphis, Tennessee. I'm a Boeing 757 captain. So I choose to live here because I love Yankton. My wife grew up in the area. Our kids are raised here. And every week that I go to work, I go to Memphis, Tennessee. I choose to live here because of everything that the city offers. And it's a fantastic city. We've got great people behind the scenes that make fantastic choices. I'm just going to ask for teamwork. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rippey. Appreciate that. Anyone else? Please state your name.
My name is Steve Hamilton. I've lived in Yankton for 41 years. We moved here in December of 1984. I've been involved in aviation for 39 years, starting with 4 years in the U.S. Air Force, where I was an aircraft mechanic at Clark Air Base in the Philippines for 18 months, and then at Travis Air Force Base for 2 years. I learned to fly in 1990 by Jacob Hoffner as my instructor, got my license in 1991, and flew for 29 years off the Yankton Airport. Had a hangar with Harvard Schultz for many years. I founded the ranked Yankton Regional Aviation Association in February of 1992. I was the first president, and I've done the newsletter for 35 years. I've coordinated the airport breakfast for 19 years, coordinated Young Eagle rallies for several years, and have flown 437 kids in Young Eagle's program. I was the newsletter editor of the South Dakota Pilots Association for 25 years, executive director for 18, landed at 72 public airports in South Dakota as part of the Fly South Dakota Airports program. I was inducted into the South Dakota Aviation Hall of Fame in September of 2014. I've been on the Airport Advisory Board for 25 years. Based on my experience, I can say that Yankton is blessed to have Roger Wilco Aviation Services at our airport as the FBO. I visited a lot of airports, and that's based on my experience. The majority of general aviation airports in South Dakota do not have an FBO and do not have maintenance services. That's a critical aspect of any airport. Roger Wilco Aviation has got a Part 145 repair station certificate from the Federal Aviation Administration. And in the whole state, out of 69 airports, there's only 14 repair stations. So Yankton is lucky to have a business that has a repair station, and that requires certain footprint and services to provide. Roger Wilco has many features that are not readily available, such as creating instrument panels, powder coating, avionics shop, they're a garment dealer, custom fabrication, laser engraving, and non-destructive testing. These services require a lot of space, and the 90 by 90 corporate hangar is able to do that, whereas the 50 by 70 maintenance hangar is not. In conclusion, in my opinion, based on 39 years of experience in aviation, Yankton is blessed to have Roger Wilco Aviation Services as an FBO, providing a wide variety of services. I strongly encourage the Commission to reconsider the eviction notice and to work toward a contract for use of the corporate hangar. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. We appreciate your words and thank you for your service. Anyone else in the audience like to come up? Please state your name.
Rick Doherty. I'm currently the Airport Advisory Board Chairman. I wasn't going to speak tonight, but thought I'd, with your permission, give this horse one last kick. Mayor, Commissioners, City Manager, thank you for allowing me to speak. About 2 years ago, I joined forces with Mr. Halstead in investing in his company. And although I stand before you today, shifting gears and departing Roger Wilco as an owner, I do know what they bring to the table as far as services to the community. And it's a lot more than just maintenance. This past week, I've really reflected on what the city has in our airport facility, which is phenomenal in and of itself. And I know what Roger Wilco brings to the table. I know, having worked with John, what he's poured his heart into. Aviation is dying. It's unfortunate, and it's not just our airport that is a victim of that. If you look down Hangar Row, there's probably 4 empty hangars right now. The barrel hangar is virtually empty. We've got empty T hangars. Myself and a couple other co-owners have started a flight school to try and promote aviation. As the Airport Advisory Board Chairman, I've made it my main mission is to look at the airport layout plan, to figure out ways to expand the airport, to reach out to the school to try and get youth into aviation, to bring life back to aviation and you know, get our airport back to, you know, where the hangars are full and we got people out there flying. So I would just ask that we reconsider this decision to evict Roger Wilco. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else like to come up to the mic? Okay. I'm seeing no more movement. So I just want to thank everybody for coming in and exercising their right to talk to the commission. I think it's important if there's something that you don't agree with that we do as a commission, that you exercise your right to come here and speak. Again, if it's not on the agenda, you have every right to come up and talk about that under public appearance. So thank you all for coming and speaking your piece. I really appreciate that. Okay, next we'll go ahead and move on to under consent items. We have one item under consent items. We have the established public hearing for sale of alcoholic beverages. Established March 9th, 2026 is the date for public hearing for a new retail on-off sale malt beverage and South Dakota farm wine license from Yankton Area Senior Center doing business as the Center 900 Whiting Drive. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Okay, I have a motion to approve the consent agenda. All in favor say aye. All opposed nay. And anyone abstaining?
Aye.
Okay, we have one abstention. And so the consent agenda is approved. Next, we'll go to old business. Right now, we have no old business, so we'll move straight into new business. So we have another public hearing for sale of alcoholic beverages. This is item number 1. Consideration of memorandum number 26-44, recommending the City Commission approve the application for a new retail on-off sale wine and cider license from the Yankton Area Senior Center doing business as the Center 900 Whiting Drive, Yankton, South Dakota. Commission, what is your pleasure?
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any commission discussion? Seeing no mics come on. Anyone from the public? Seeing no movement, roll call.
Sarda.
Aye.
Conkling.
Aye.
Hanoff.
Aye.
Mosier.
Aye.
Spencer.
Aye.
Birch.
I have to abstain as I serve on that board.
Mayor Villanueva.
Aye. Motion passes. Next, we have this, I said this when we did our media review, spring is coming. Item number 2, Kubota Outfront Mower for the Chain Gurney Municipal Airport. Consideration of memorandum number 26-45, recommending that the City Commission approve the purchase of a new Kubota F2690 Outfront Mower for the $26,800 price from Koletsky Implement of Yankton, South Dakota. Commission, do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any commission discussion?
Just out of curiosity, how many hours roughly do you get out of one of those mowers? I know it's not consistent, but in general.
I do not have the hours for that mower. I believe it's a 2019, and that's used quite extensively all over the airport mowing, so.
And just so everybody's aware, having been in the commercial lawn business, $26,800 for a commercial mower is not outrageous. Believe it or not, it's a decent price.
Good to hear. Okay, any other commission discussion? Okay, seeing anyone? Anyone from the public? Seeing no movement, roll call.
Conkling.
Aye.
Hanoff.
Aye.
Mosier.
Aye.
Spencer.
Aye.
Birch.
Aye.
Sarda.
Aye.
Mayor Villanueva.
Aye, motion passes. Last, under new business, item number 3, bid award for the alley paving project. Consideration of memorandum number 26-46, recommending the City Commission award the contract for the alley paving project from 4th Street to 6th Street between Maple Street and Green Street to Masonry Components, Inc. in the amount of $154,992.66. Commission, do I have a motion?
Motion to approve the low bidder masonry components. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any commission discussion? Seeing no mics come on. Anyone from the public? Seeing no movement, roll call.
Hanoff.
Aye.
Mosier.
Aye.
Spencer.
Aye.
Birch.
Aye.
Sarda.
Aye.
Conkling.
Aye.
Mayor Villanueva.
Aye, motion passes. Next, we have future business. This is the area of the meeting where any commissioner wants to bring something up under for a coming meeting. We're not able to deliberate tonight, but we can talk about it now and have a motion and a second if someone wants to add something to a future meeting. Commissioners, do you want to add anything to a meeting? Okay. Hearing nothing, we approve the agenda by adjourning into executive session. So we will not do that, and we will not have to reconvene. So next, I will take a motion to adjourn the meeting of February 23rd.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. We are adjourned.